stick around, come through and dig the sound of the fly brown 6060 cycle. Who those hits around, bound to go through platinum.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Wind Down with Kev. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We always like to begin with an attitude of gratitude. So thank you, and you, for all of you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Whether you're watching us live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or you're watching us at a later date, you are appreciated. Special thanks to our sponsor, B-File. Absolutely click on the link below. Learn about all the services that they can use, how to use their service to grow your business. Next, last but definitely not least, special thanks to all of you that have already clicked the subscribe and notification button. You are appreciated. And if you haven't done so yet, oh my God, you will do it today. Here we go. Today's guest is someone every entrepreneur, tag somebody that's a business owner, every content creator, every coach and business owner needs to hear right now, especially in the age of AI. Dr. Fred Jones is an attorney, an AI, IP, let me break it down, artificial intelligence and intellectual property expert, and a best-selling author coach, helping people turn their stories into authority while protecting what they create. Put your warm Wind Down with Kev hands together and give a warm welcome to my AI certified consultant brother, fellow Power Circle member with Alicia Little and AI Innovations. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Fred Jones. Dr. Fred, what's going on, my brother?
If I tell you the truth, you'd think I was bragging.
Dr. Fred, that's all right. That's all right. No shame in the game. I'm going to give you a lot of opportunities to brag because we are in the middle of what people are calling the AI gold rush. But before we run down this street, Dr. Jones, everybody is rushing into AI right now. But what's the biggest mistake that people are making when it comes to AI and ownership?
They don't know who owns what they are creating. We are living in the gold rush, but we also are living in an age of digital sharecropping.
Ooh.
We're digital sharecropping. We're creating and producing, but we don't own what we think we do.
Oh my God, you starting strong with strong language, and I love it. Nobody wants to be the sharecropper. My family came from that background. We don't want to do that again. We don't want to do it again. Talk to me, Dr. Fred. Do people actually understand who owns content created with AI, or are most entrepreneurs dangerously uninformed right now?
Kev, unfortunately, it breaks my heart, man. This is the thing that keeps me up at night. This is the thing that since 1991, I heard the word intellectual property. In 1991, I was in law school, Southern University, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And when I heard it, it was like, what is it? Carry the bassinet, property of the mind and not property of the hand. Ooh. Right? Property of the mind and not property of the hands. And right now, AI, artificial intelligence, machine intelligence is producing it fast. But the number one question is, who owns what AI helps you create? And that's where that's where things get cloudy, because most people, unfortunately, do not understand intellectual property. They don't understand IP. They get copyright confused with trademark. They get trademarks confused with patents. And they say, and it's something that I get excited about. Let me calm down, man.
That's all right. That's all right. You got me excited too. So listen, if you're watching us live, my entire insurance agent community across the country, pay attention. My community at home here in New York and across the world, you're going to learn something today. You're going to learn something today. Dr. Fred, you're both an attorney and AI consultant.
Yes, sir.
And we're entering an era where intellectual property becomes more valuable because AI makes content easier to create. So let's talk about that. While we're here, isn't it more important that we learn how to protect our intellectual property and those differences you talked about between trademark and all the things?
We don't leave our house door unlocked at night. We don't
Ooh,
leave our wallet laying on the counter at the grocery store. We don't leave our bank accounts open and exposed. We're constantly securing our assets. Even in the insurance business, we don't go around and not put the beneficiaries on the account. We don't
right.
update our beneficiaries. We update that stuff on a regular basis because we know somebody is going to inherit that. Well, the same way we treat insurance policies, the same way we treat our investments, the same way we treat our bank accounts is the same property, that intellectual property. That's the same thing. And we don't look at it that way. When you write, you create intellectual property. When you produce a book, it's intellectual property. Most people think, I'm going to create a book, I'm going to be a bestseller, but they don't think about the copyright. They may create the copyright, but have they owned the copyright? Do they control it? You create, but are you controlling? That's the
Ooh,
issue.
wee.
We
Ooh,
create,
wee.
but we're not controlling.
I love it. Love
And
it.
that's the
Ladies
gap.
and gentlemen, create but control.
Yeah.
All of us have been in that conversation where I got an idea, I want to do this or that. And instead of taking action on it, or I go ahead and post it, but 6 months from now, somebody is making money on my idea and I'm mad. It don't have to go there. Let's talk about storytelling, the most valuable tool in the world. It makes the world go round. Why do you believe that so many people are sitting on powerful stories but never published a book?
Fear, false information, and a lack of faith in what they genuinely have. The
Wow.
most significant thing that anybody has is their story. Your story, put in any kind of fixed format,
Yes.
is the secret to your success. It's the solution to somebody's struggle. And people will pay you when you see the value of you. Kev, we often say that you are the first sale, right? So
Yes.
so I like to say it like this: if you can't get drunk off your own wine, nobody else should drink it.
There you
We
go.
we got to become confident that our story is a system and a solution for somebody else's struggle. And that is a mindset shift that we've just got to believe that we believe that it's time for us to put our message out there in the world. But we can't let fear hold us back anymore.
I love it. You're speaking my language. When you talk about systems and solutions and everybody's authentic truth, when you're ready to deal with that and put it out there, it's done. Real quick, I got distracted. Did I tell you about B-File Systems and the Risk Assessment Calculator? I have implemented B-File Systems and the Risk Assessment Calculator automatically to contact renewals in my agency. And let me tell you what's happened. I've uncovered several P&C leads, a bunch of life insurance, and millions of dollars in assets for retirement. Don't delay. Click on the link below. Check out B-File Systems and the Risk Assessment Calculator. Thank me later. Dr. Fred, you teach people to turn their story into authority. Talk about that, and then also talk about why is storytelling becoming even more important in the AI age.
Oh man. Hey Kev, I love the questions. I love the way you're doing it. Here's the deal. Your story is the secret to your success. Let me say it a different way. You are the authority of your experience. I'll put it a different way. You are the expert of your experience.
Ooh.
You don't need anybody else to validate your experience. Ain't never been there, can't tell going there how to get there. So why is story so important? Story is what makes you a category of one. Come on
Wow.
now. And when you tell your story, you're the only one have that story. Nobody else has that story, that DNA. So when you tell your story and do what you do, can't nobody else do what you do when you do what you do the way you do what you do. So tell your story and you will be a category of one. And now, Kev, in this age, authority is so important. All
Yes.
of AI modules, I like to call it the AEO age.
Okay. Talk to me.
AEO, authority engine optimization. Authority engine optimization. When you
Yes.
write a book, you establish your authority. And when you title that book, you name your space. And you then becomes the category of one and the person that the algorithms look to for answers. So your story is the answer that somebody else is waiting 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning that are looking for. So we got to tell our story because when you've been there, you are the expert of what you've been through.
Y'all better write that down. AEO, Authority Engine Optimization. I know we could do some cloning with AI, but you are the original, not a duplicated copy, and you have to get people to do it. You've got to tell your story so people can get. I say it this way. In business, 3 rules. I got to get to know you, like you, and trust you. Why is storytelling and telling that story so important, a part of it? Why is it so important that even the fearful, those that lack a little bit of faith, why is it so important that they get past that and go and put their story out there?
It's so important because a published book is better than a perfect book that's still in your
Ooh.
heart.
Ooh. Published
A
is better than perfect.
published is better than perfect. Published is better than perfect. Number one. Number two, it's so important to get it out there is because the graveyard, once we close our eyes, there's no return there.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And you don't leave that legacy out there. But it's so important because your story is the number one source of your intellectual property.
My goodness. My
It's the,
goodness.
it's the number one story source. Facebook would not be Facebook if it didn't have our face.
Ooh. That's
Come
right.
on. And your
That's it.
face is intellectual property. That's
Yes.
a tangible property. What's on your mind? All the algorithms say, what's on your mind? They want to know our mind because it's data harvesting. All of the data centers are harvesting our minds and our thoughts. And what is intellectual property? It's an idea that's been put in a fixed format. So the moment you put your thoughts and what's happening on the algorithms, the computer will harvest those thoughts and put it together as a story. And from that story, the system produces a pattern and they publishes the pattern, and all the machine does is follow our patterns in order to make marketing products so that they can sell back to us what we gave to them freely.
Dr. Fred, I'm embarrassed to admit, and I think most of the audience across the country can relate. I've been answering the what's on my mind question since 2009. Since I've been on Facebook, I've been telling them what's on my mind, freely giving away my intellectual property. But I'm going to jump ahead. I'm going to stop that today, y'all. Today, I'm going to stop that. I'm meeting with Dr. Fred after this call. We're going to talk. We're going to change some things. All right. Dr. Fred, what would you say to the person who believes they're not a writer? I got a story, but I'm just not a writer. What would you say to them?
Oh, man. Oh, man. Hey, listen. I say, listen, Larry, listen. Listen, Larry, listen, Lucy, listen. I made an F in English. I failed the bar exam several times.
Wow.
Today, I am a United States Supreme Court attorney. I am a best-selling author of multiple books, and I have helped hundreds of people become writers and bestsellers because, hold on to this. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write. The illiterate of the 21st century will be those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn.
Ooh, say that again for the people in the back. The illiterate of the 21st century
will not be those who cannot read and write. The illiterate of the 21st century will be those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn.
So I'm going to stay there with you. I'm on social all day, every day, dragging people into the AI world. You have to learn. You got to learn. I'm in churches and real estate office and at insurance conferences and college. Learn, learn, learn. But sometimes when you learn, you have to unlearn, right? You have to forget the old way and then learn again. And that sometimes can be challenging for adults of letting go of what we used to know from that old world we was a part of. Dr. Fred, you think that old world is going to come back, or you think we're going forward?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. We're going back. However, we're going forward. We're going forward.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. As we go forward, there's so many things that still don't change.
Mm-hmm.
That are not changing. And some of the things that are not changing is how an individual believes and see themselves. Technology can't change our minds unless we make a decision to allow it to help us grow. And the problem with people believing they're a writer, believing they're a speaker, believing they're an entrepreneur is being in alignment for their assignment. There's one time I didn't believe that I could write, but once I learned how to speak and once I learned how to do what I'm doing, I'm a writer, I'm a speaker. I used to tell myself, I don't do numbers. I don't do numbers. I don't tell myself that lie anymore. That's a mindset shift. Anyone can write today if they can open their mouth and speak. So stop believing the lies and get yourself a true identity and not a lie identity, according to Myron Golden.
I love that. I love that. I was going there. That's not your identity. That's your lie identity.
Identity.
You've helped people become published authors quickly. And you said this already, but I'm going to ask it again. Is publishing today more about perfection or positioning?
Oh, it's totally about positioning. And that's what so many people are missing. They think that it takes a long time to get a book published. It's hard to get publishing. Writing is a creative act, but publishing is a legal act. Now I'm going to slow and I'm going to say that again.
Okay.
Writing is a creative act.
Mm-hmm.
Creativity. But publishing is a legal action. Think about it.
Yes.
The moment you put what's in your mind, on your heart, in the public, guess what it becomes? Evidence. Evidence.
Ooh.
Evidence.
Yes.
It's evidence. And it's a track record. So publishing is evidence of whatever you put in that book. So the most expensive thing you'll ever pay is attention to the wrong people. So many people writing and publishing books, but they're not looking at it from a legal position. If you're, and I'm going to go on record and just say this. If you're not looking at your book as a legal document, you get a new set of glasses.
I love it. Your book is a legal document of who you are, and you have to look at it that way. Okay. Dr. Fred, we've touched on it a little bit, and I've heard you before in our group call. Let's break IP down. Let's talk about protection. Simplest terms possible. I'm not ready for the bar. I wanted to go to law school. I didn't go. So what exactly is intellectual property in simple terms?
5th grade level.
Okay.
Intellectual property,
yes,
is your thoughts on paper.
That part.
Writing is the action of thinking. Let that cook. Writing is thinking in action.
Yes.
That's intellectual property.
Okay. Yeah, I got that. Talk to me. Go ahead. Keep going, Dr. Fred. I'm not interrupting. Keep going.
Okay. So I know we're not ready to go to law school, but let me just take you to high school. There are 3 things that the Article 1, Section 8 of the United States Constitution calls intellectual property. That's the creator's clause. So let me tell you, the idea, an idea is not intellectual property. The idea put in a fixed form becomes property.
Okay.
The idea originated by a human becomes property. An idea originated by the machine is artificial intelligence.
Wow.
An idea originated by a human is authentic intelligence.
Ooh.
So
Yes.
it must be fixed, it must be human, and it must be original. Those are the three ingredients to copyright. Original, fixed, meaning on paper, a picture, a video, this podcast right here, we're creating intellectual property, and human.
Yes.
That's intellectual property.
I love it. Y'all put some diamonds in the comments right now. He just dropped some jewels right there. Fixed, human, and original.
That's it.
So everybody that's worried about being replaced by AI, you have some creativity inside of you. You have a story to tell. So as long as you start telling that story, you are where you want to be. Okay. So let's go to the opposite side. You don't tell them what to do. What happens when someone builds a brand online but never protects it?
What happens when someone, I actually had this to happen. A client of mine recently told me about a business that had a bank account sitting at the bank. And this business, the officers in the business changed hands. This account had right about $500,000 in it. The bank was paying like 1, 2, little, almost no interest.
Okay.
But notifications were going to the officers of that business, but no one at the business was answering the mail. Some of the officers had died. The company had just fallen into a dysfunctional position. As a result, what happened? That company didn't get paid. The bank wasn't held accountable, and they just forfeited a lot of money that was sitting in the bank account.
Wow.
When we write books, when we put our brands out there, when we put our intellectual property out there, we have to be the one who pursues holding the entity accountable. If we don't go after and protect our intellectual property, it will be used for the benefit of somebody else. And that's basically what happens. If we don't go after it, all we're doing is sharecropping, and someone else is taking all the goods from what we're putting out there. And that is truly what's happening in the simplest form, because most folks are not even aware of what we're creating. Okay, vibe coding. We're like, oh, it's vibe coding. We're doing this. Every time you open your mouth and the words come out on the screen, or the computer takes an action that you have directed, you were original, you are human, and it just put it in a fixed form. That's your intellectual property. But if you don't go claim it, somebody else is gonna live off of it.
My God. All that being said, and that's just so rich with everything you just shared. Do you think AI is going to create more copyright and trademark battles over the next 5 years?
Absolutely. Meta, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Britannical Encyclopedia, all of these cases are already being litigated right now. Yeah, just last week, there was a big claim against Meta for a copyright infringement. This is the area of law that's hotter than a 6-shooter right now. And it excites me, Kev. I mean, it excites me because this is the issue. But yes, the lawsuits are going, and the courts are trying to define out How are we going to enforce this? Are we going to let it be called fair use? Are we going to protect creators? And the law is leaning towards protecting creators. And this administration is on top of it. This administration has a whole lot of emphasis on AI.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I see it coming up in the state and federal government. And what I read about, I get updates every day on AI, what's moving as it impacts my industry and the world. That's the only news I'm primarily interested in right now is what's happening. So for right now, for all the entrepreneurs listening right now, and that's everybody, because even if you have a W-2 job, you're an entrepreneur, you just haven't started your own business yet. What are the first 2 to 3 things they should protect immediately? Something practical, actionable they can do to start protecting themselves a little bit within what they can do.
A very practical step is to realize that your business has a story and your business is a journey. So capture your business story. Number one, that's your intellectual property. Nobody has that journey but you. Number one. Number two, your business has a name. Make sure that name is protected. Okay. Make sure that name is protected. Without the protection, it's bad. I'm going to give you a very practical step. I want to help you. I want to calm down. Go to copyright.gov. 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 Go there and register your business story, register your personal story. Even if you're not ready to publish or you don't want to put your name out in a book and all that, but go to copyright.gov and protect your name and your business story. That's a very practical step that you can do right there. And copyright.gov is the foundation to all of your intellectual property. It's the foundation to copyrights. It's the foundation to trademarks, and it's the foundation to patents. Now, patents is a different level, but I just wanted to get you started with the copyright. Copyright.gov. Protect your name and protect your business story would be one of my first.
You could put thank you right there in all capital letters in the comments right now, because that's powerful, that's easy, that's actionable. You got a phone in your hand, you're watching this on some sort of device. Do that now. Put the podcast on pause, come back, listen, watch the rest of it later. Thank you, Dr. Fred. So back to books for a second. Do you believe that books are becoming the business card in the AI era?
Books have been the business cards. We're just realizing how fast and how simple it can be. And fast and simple does not mean that it's going to be significant. Because if you write your book and publish it wrong, you might own the copyright, but your publisher is going to have the control of it. Here's something that I want to encourage your audience and everybody that's listening to me. The publisher of your book has more control than the author of the book. I want everybody to let that soak. The publisher of a book has more control than the author of a book. What the author gives the publisher is called a license. And what is the license? Permission to use. And so a lot of people get fugabooed when they say, well, you're the author of the book, and you still have 100% ownership of your copyright. Kev, if I have 100% ownership of my bank account and I write up a power of attorney and say, Kev, here's this POA, and it's a financial POA, and you can do whatever you want to do with it, and it covers everything in my bank account. Who has control? I might own the bank account, but I'm giving you the POA to go there. You can go there and do whatever you want to do in that bank account. This is what's happening when you don't self-publish. When you don't self-publish. And a lot of people out here are paying people to take ownership of their intellectual property. I'm going to say it again. They're paying people to take ownership of their intellectual property by letting some fly-by-night publisher put their name on their book as publisher. And when people put their name on your stuff, it's not just there for decoration. That name is a legally binding agreement and acknowledgement that that person has a legal position in your company and in your book. I might be going a little too fast there, but
no. You real good. I'm gonna break it down a little bit. Let's stay in that book conversation for a minute. So you encourage one of the things beyond being the attorney and the Supreme Court attorney at that, my brother, my God, is you encourage people to self-publish so they can own their publishing. Was the conversation in the back of my head right now, and I'm thinking of all the music horror stories I've heard of. But we're not discussing music, we're discussing everyday people. When we see the New Edition story or all the other name your favorite artists, we shake our head and we say, oh my God. But as everyday people that are not celebrities, we're walking into the same mess. We just don't know it. Did I capture that right?
You got it right. You got it right. The same law that governs music and songwriting governs book and manuscripts. The same law. It's copyright content. Just recently, Kirk Franklin said he didn't own his publishing. Kirk has acknowledged that openly. He didn't understand that IP thing. If I want to give a tip to a business owner, understand the IP of your business. One more time. Understand the IP of your business. Oh, I'm a repetition guy. Understand the IP of your business. Every business has IP. It has a formula. It has a system. It has a style. All of those things are intellectual property. But if you don't capture them and acknowledge them, somebody else will exploit them.
My goodness, you dropped the jewel right there. There should be more diamonds in the comments right there. It's easy to shake our head, and we know and love Kirk Franklin and say, woe is Kirk. But what about you? What about the man in the mirror we get take advantage of every day? And you're giving this to us on a level that we can have these conversations at home. This should start some conversations, some group chats, and really make people think, which is why I have you here today. Now, let's bridge a little bit. What separates people who use AI as a shortcut from those using AI strategically to build legacy and authority? I'm going to say it different. A lot of my people in my world, they got introduced to chat last year, 2 years ago. They said, Dr. Fred, I got it. I got chat. It does an email for me. It does that. And they're using it for fun and games. What separates those people from those who are using it strategically to build legacy and authority?
The bank account.
I love it.
The bank account. You don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And people like to boast about, yeah, I know, I got it. I'm using it, like you said, just like what you said. But they're using about that much of it.
Mm-hmm.
So little. So the separation is going to be those who are doing it for fun and game. They'll have some fun. They'll get some great images. But those of us who are using AI as a business partner, using AI as a consultant, using AI. Claude is just coming out with a program that's going to analyze your bank accounts, or your bank, going to reconcile your books. It's a Claude. I just saw it today. Reconcile your books. The difference in those people who are using it casually and those who are using it in their career is going and using it in their career correctly. Okay. We're going to leave dust in the other people's eyes. They're going to be sucking air.
I love it. Dr. Fred, lawyer, Supreme Court attorney, you have the most distinguished profession that most of us could aspire to be. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I'll give it context. I wanted to be a lawyer, bachelor's degree in criminal justice, took the LSAT and did well. But I met a young lady and decided I didn't want to leave her. And 40 years later, we're still together. So I didn't go to law school, but you have the ultimate profession. Being at the profession, at the height of your profession, the peak, what attracted you to become an AI consultant? And how have you been using that AI consultant in addition to what you're doing today? What brought you into this space that says, I got to go here and I got to use it. I got to learn it. I got to do it. I got to do it.
Sir, you are all in the Kool-Aid, man. I mean, I'm like, come on. That is a very, very good question. What drew me in? When I heard Alicia Little and Lorette Little,
yes,
I was mesmerized that day for 11 hours.
Ooh.
I sat through the whole presentation for 11 hours. Why? Because since 1991, I have been fascinated with intellectual property.
Mhm.
And immediately I saw the connection between IP and AI.
Yes.
AI puts IP on steroids. I also knew that most lawyers don't understand intellectual property. It's a niched area. And
Yes.
when I saw what was happening in the artificial intelligence space, I saw there's a gap.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about making money and creating IP and AI this, AI that, AI businesses. But I learned something many years ago, and I say this very carefully. Mike Tyson, let me say it like this. Mike
Yes.
Tyson says everybody goes into a fight with a plan.
Mhm.
He said, but the first thing that happens, the plan goes out the window when you get punched in the mouth.
Yes. Yes.
The legal profession has a way of punching in the mouth, and it's called a lawsuit. And nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to hear that. And what I would like to see for all of us who riding the wave, lawsuit proof your business.
Mm.
And the way you're going to lawsuit proof your business is being aware of what you're creating, how you're creating it, and know the boundaries of the game. And intellectual property law puts me right there. And I'm loving the space that I'm in because it allows me to help people understand that you're creating property, you're building a brand, you're building a business. And I like to help them start with their book because it's
Yes.
the base and the lead domino. People have wondered, why, Dr. Fred, you are this and that? Why are you down here talking about books? Because books are at the base of it. Books memorialize what you're doing. And if you do the book right, you can build the brand better, you can grow the business, and you can get to the bank and you can build the billions. So book, brand, business, bank, billions. But you got to get the book right because it's the legal part of your business.
Dr. Fred, you dropped 5 B's in a row. Let me see if I got it. Book, brand, business, billions, but build it. Build was the 5th B.
Bank,
Book,
billions.
brand, bank.
Book, brand, business, bank, billions. And just keep
That's
building.
it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
it. Dr. Fred, you have been a phenomenal guest on this podcast. Anything else, any other jewels you want to drop? And I'll have some closing comments after you.
I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. I've heard people say that AI is leveling the playing field. I've heard that. I've heard that from a lot of very respectful people. And to some extent, I agree. But I will say this, go all in on AI.
Mm.
But as you go all in on AI, realize that you're creating intellectual property at disproportionate levels. And realize this, that you are doing something. Oh my gosh, necessity is the mother of invention.
Yes.
And we have had to do so much with so little for so long till we can almost do anything with almost nothing.
Love
But
it.
now we got access to AI. If you want to build a business, a brand, a book, or whatever you want to do right now, now is the moment. Take all the limits off, go all in, but get the legal part right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Fred Jones. Let me say this. I've been doing this for a little while. I think I'm approaching year 6 because I started this post-COVID. Dr. Fred, I started my podcast being here in New York. What part of the world are you in, Dr. Fred?
Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham. Went there for the first time a few years ago. Love it there. My One of my second moms lives there. Shout out to Birmingham, Alabama. Before I close, how can people reach you that want to work with you? Tell them where they can find you at online, because they want to work with you right now, depending on where we at. But talk to me. Where can they find you at?
Okay. My website is easy. bestsellerovernight.com. bestsellerovernight.com. Just go right there. And there's a free training. And then after you go through the training, if you want to talk with me, you can book a link on the calendar. bestsellerovernight.com.
I love it. And that's on the book publishing side. On the IP side, do you practice nationwide? Can you help any business owner anywhere in the country?
I can. drfredjones.com/strategy. drfredjones.com/strategy. Just go there and get on my calendar and we'll talk.
Dr. Fred Jones /strategy. Mm-hmm. I love it, man. I'd be a poor podcaster if I didn't pick that up and put that down before we got out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, subscribers, future subscribers, this is the first time you are seeing Dr. Fred Jones and I together. Trust and believe it won't be the last. We scratched the surface, and I'm ending on a lot of dangling modifiers, because when I post and tell you I'm bringing them back, I want you to tell several friends that they have to hear them. They must hear them. They got to know what we talked about today. Your intellectual property, AI, artificial insurance, all insurance. We protect people's assets, homes, cars, lives. I don't have a policy to protect what you think, but Dr. Fred do, and you need it. Business planning, Dr. Fred. I had a whole bunch of people come to New York City in January to prepare an AI-driven business plan for 2026. Right now, I am planning, get ready for the second half of the year to update your business plan, your strategy. When I went through the business plan, IP wasn't a part of it then, but it's a part of it now. So get ready for that to tune in so you can hear from Dr. Fred again about the IP in your business property. It is the most valuable asset that you have above the widget that you sell, whatever that widget, that service might be. So with all of that being said, we start with gratitude. We end with gratitude. First, big thanks to B-File, my sponsor that you see behind me. B-File Systems, insurance agents. If you're looking for a system to grow your book of business, please click on the B-File Systems link below. I told y'all a lot about them before, but I'm growing with them every day, doing new things. Catch up, get on the bandwagon. Gratitude for all of you that tuned in today. A special gratitude for those of you that have already clicked the subscribe and notification button. But if you haven't done it before, don't text me later and say, when is it coming out? Subscribe and hit the notification button now. You can hear all of this with Dr. Fred. Listen, y'all, I'm supposed to be engaged, podcasting, asking questions. I just took 5 pages of notes. I'm taking notes. Yes, I'm Mr. AI. Yes, I'm digital. I got a good old-fashioned legal pad right here on my right. I am taking notes. I got to read. This is not my first time networking with my brother, Dr. Fred Jones. He's taught me on a call before. I did the same thing. I'm reaching out. I'm booking a call with him. And those of you that think you're coming from my ideas for free, I'm protecting myself. Dr. Fred, they can't hit me. All right. Stay blessed by the best. Until the next time we share time, remember, we make AI easy. God bless. Y'all be good.